leaders in this world who are trying to take away our freedoms, who are trying to control our every movement, who are trying to control our meat consumption, who are trying to control whether or not we use a car, our carbon footprint, which we all know is a load of rubbish. So I'm here to try to enlighten people, to try and make them realise there is something going on that they don't realise. I think a lot of people are beginning to ask questions, but they are not going to find the answers in mainstream media. So it's important that we go out and literally bring the information to them. And if they're open-minded enough, they'll listen and at least hear what we have to say, and hopefully we'll plant some seeds today and get people to question the mainstream narrative.
Well, I think I'm mostly against cashless society. I don't really want everything to be tracked. I don't want to see everything that I've done is taken down, everything put onto a system. Having social, like, security credit, that sort of thing, like being tracked, it's sort of scary, isn't it? With what's happening in China with the social credit stuff, I don't want that. Not saying I do anything dodgy, but you know, having my choices, my personal preferences taken down and used against me because I do certain things, I'm not allowed to do other things, or I'm frowned upon, and I can be directly prosecuted for my choices. I don't think that's right.
This is obvious. It's obvious, man. They want us controlled. They want us subdued, and they want to just hurt us and take away our rights, man. So can't have that. Are you worried about Agenda 2030?
Yeah, I think whoever's in power is going to ultimately push what is good for a global benefit and not necessarily what's good for normal people. So yeah.
The Great Reset is basically talking to digital slavery. You know what I mean? It's even worse than, you know, people talk about the transatlantic slave trade. How are you going to get to the Great Reset and the social credit system? Is through digital currency, it's through a social credit system. And that's the vehicle to take you to the ship where the government will basically control your every move. So if you disobey the government, if you do all of that shit, then the government's going to throw in punishment. It's basically like what's happening in China right now.
They want us to be bottom feeders, you know? They refer to us as bottom feeders.
Well, they talk about useless eaters, don't
Useless eaters, that's it. Useless eaters. I mean, that's a very funny way to describe a human being, isn't it? You know? We all have beating hearts. We all have the same blood. We all bleed. You know, no one's better than anyone. You know?
And that's the stage that they said to psychologically condition people to, okay, this is life now. It's no longer democracy, it's no longer Republican. It's, are you essential to the government, or are you non-essential to the government? And if you're non-essential to the government, you're a second-class citizen.
Rather than looking at the surface issues, we look at actually what's causing the issues. The World Economic Forum, the World Health Organization, these are at the top of the pecking order when bringing in mandates and infrastructure that we don't want. 15-minute cities, ULEZ, congestion charge, compulsory vaccination status, COVID jab, flu jabs, all sorts of things that we really, really don't want, and that is being forced to the general public through brainwashing them using the mainstream media. It's a complete complex web that it's very hard to try and define that. But what we've done is we put it into a leaflet, we put it into a demonstration, and we're handing out leaflets to the general public telling them that the problems that they're complaining about all the time, the cost of living crisis, the fact that we have ULEZ, the fact that we have a migration issue, etc. This isn't just come from nowhere, this has come from certain organisations, and that's who we need to be looking at. So that's what we're aiming to do today. We've got 15,000 leaflets printed. We want to do more, but at the moment we're starting smaller and growing again, and we're going to hand them all out. Thank you.
Do you think enough people know about 2030 as it is and the Great Reset?
Definitely not. Although it's quite, they're quite open about it. People don't know about it, weirdly. And I think that if every time I speak to them about it and I highlight the main points of the Great Reset, they begin to question that. And if I show them, they're like, they can't believe it. And that's when they wake up to something quite sinister, and that's literally what I use to wake people up mostly, because it's something that you will own nothing and be happy. I mean, come on, if people hear that and they're like, I can't believe these people with so much power are saying this, and if they're threatening you with that, then they're probably serious about it and they probably will actually try and carry it out. So we need to do everything we can to try to wake people up so that they are the right side when it happens, and hopefully we'll have enough people to decline and not comply with what they are trying to enforce.
I mean, I've had some very good conversations with people, you know, but obviously there's been a lot of ignorance, but what can you do? At this point, I believe if it's not in your face, then you're choosing the life that you want to live.
Knowing what kind of emerging threats we have ahead of us, it's important that we get back together and prepare and fight together for this.
Because freedom is very important to all of us. We can't allow them to enslave us, and that's what they're taking us towards.
I think that COVID was of course dreadful, but I feel like it's some darker stuff are coming. The mass migration issue, issues regarding travel, electric cars and digital infrastructure, the removal of cash. They're far more dangerous because they're permanent.
All of these incidents, all of these like conflicts and things from net zero to the world conflicts, they're all deliberate and they're all planned.
I think that recently there have been more and more young people coming to the protests, and when young people who are not part of this community see young people speaking about things like this, they're more likely to come up to us, and I don't know, they could just feel more comfortable speaking to people their own age, and then we obviously explain to them why we're here and what we're doing. And yeah, I find that it is I'm finding more and more young people are waking up recently, so.
Taking away your jobs, taking away your freedom, taking away your ability to travel, taking away your sovereign ability to be a free citizen in the United Kingdom. So that's what we want to try and stop. You find me on Instagram and Twitter. On Instagram I'm Montgomery.toms, and on Twitter I'm just Montgomery.toms. Please give me a follow, and any events that are coming up, I'll be releasing on there.
Thanks for watching. If you like our independent journalism, please hit the like, share it as far and wide as you can, and consider donating to our Patreon for loads of exclusive content. We only make about £25 a week, so we'd greatly appreciate your donation. In addition, on the Thursday 26th of September at Finsbury Park's Night Owl, doors open 5:30, we've got our first ever podcast in front of a live audience with Graham Moore, English constitutional expert. So come down, it's going to be a great night, and we've got a live band, Freedom Band, playing afterwards, and there are going to be lots of Freedom people there, so please do come down. Thursday 26th of September.